Well, hi everyone, Sean Humphreys here. Welcome to the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this edition of the podcast, we're going to talk about why resiliency matters and the importance of role models or mentors in the whole area of professional resiliency. You'll enjoy this edition of the podcast. I think when it comes to professional resiliency and even personal resiliency, the first thing that we need to recognize is number one, do we have a need for resiliency training? That's a whole different topic. But the other thing we need to realize is that resiliency really matters. When we look around us, whether it's our families, our co-workers, or staff, they all rely on our ability to be resilient, to handle challenging circumstances, to have bounce-back ability. And even though we may come back from challenging circumstances a little bit different than what we were like before those challenges hit, we'll probably be better if we handle it appropriately and if we handle it with resiliency. So the whole idea of challenging circumstances is to take advantage of those opportunities, to harness our ability to be better, to learn from those experiences, and to be equipped with the new tools and experiences and learnings that will make us more effective when those new challenges do come our way, and for sure they're going to come our way. So the first thing that I'd like to say is make sure that you really reflect. Take some time to reflect on those people around you that rely on your ability to be resilient. And as a result of that, hopefully it's going to create some motivation for you to practice resiliency strategies. Now, some of my comments are outlined in the book, The Resilient Professional. If you go back to our website, takechargeofchange.com, as soon as you hit the home page, there'll be a little tab there that you can download the ebook. Now, the other thing we talk about is to reflect on times when you've been professionally or personally resilient. I think it's important to remember those experiences so that when you hit challenging times, if you can reflect on those times when you overcame challenges, ask yourself a few questions. What was it in those moments that helped you overcome those challenges? Were there people around you that helped you to be effective during those times? Were there skill sets or knowledge levels that were helpful during that particular episode? So write those things down. So what were the things that helped you? And also, what were the struggles? Were there some things that got in the way of you getting through those challenging periods in your life? The other thing that I'd encourage you to do is not only reflect on your own life, but look at the people around you that exhibit resilient qualities. And people have gone through tough times, hardships, and they've bounced back from those times effectively. And you may have never asked them any questions about how they got through those times effectively. And depending on your relationship with them, maybe a hard question to ask. But if you have people in your sphere where you feel comfortable asking them those questions, that you want to get help and assistance in the area of growing professionally resilient and personally resilient, take them out for coffee, engage them in conversation, build a relationship, and learn from those experiences, learn from their stories. The other area that you can really benefit from people's experiences is biographies. They're all around us, whether it's Lincoln's biography. You just have to read his biography and see all the challenges that he went through. But he was so persistent. He just never gave up, and he had a very strong vision about where he wanted to get to. Winston Churchill, another great example. And if you have not gone to the Darkest Hour movie, I would really encourage you to go there. And when you watch the movie, it's an incredible movie, but also when you watch it with a little bit of a sense for the quality, the characteristics that Winston Churchill exhibited to deal with the stress, to deal with the challenges during the Second World War, where he was confronted as basically the lone man standing to battle against Hitler. And what did he do to be resilient during those personal times? Take out your journal and write those things down after you watch the movie. It's very, very instructive. So, in summary, when it comes to professional resiliency, reflect on why resiliency matters. Who's relying on your ability to be professionally resilient? Number two, look at your own life. Do some journaling, reflect on past challenges. What did you learn? What were the lessons embedded in those challenges? How could you do better next time? What were the skill sets, abilities that you drew on to get through those things successfully? And what areas do you need to work on the next time you're confronted with challenges? And then lastly, look at biographies. Look at the people around you and engage them in conversation and find out what principles they use to see if there's some themes that you can latch onto and use in your own personal life. Well, if you lead people, staff, organizations, and you're interested in helping them to be more professionally resilient, reach out to us.